Jones, it is too bright to be alive. A pleasant, happy Monday evening, Chicago Cub YouTube baseball fans. Hope all you guys had a lovely and magical weekend, even though our Cubbies lost 2 out of 3 to the back-to-back World Series champions, the LA Dodgers. I know it was a rough one, but the great news is today and tonight is a new day and new night, which means we also have a new opponent. And for the very first time since the playoffs last year, particularly the wild card, the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres will meet tonight at Petco Park in game 1 of a 3-game series. Oh, and by the way, the Monday night Chicago Cubs starting lineup has just been released. And there is something I really, and I mean really, want to talk about that is interesting regarding your Monday night Chicago Cubs starting lineup. Okay, guys, but before we get into that, I wanted to go back to yesterday's game, Game 3 against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. It was the top of the 3rd inning. Nico Horner was having his second AB of the day, and the count was 3 balls and 1 strike, okay? Now, the pitch was thrown, strike 2 by home plate umpire Malachi Moore. And within like a second, Nico Horner tapped his helmet, okay? We all remember that. This was in yesterday's ball game, and when I watched it, I'm like, there is no way that pitch is going to be a strike, and it ended up being. Well, guys, it caught the zone by 0.3 inches. That is how close that pitch was, you know, and that could have been a borderline call easily. But my question to you guys is, do you think that was a strike or a ball? And I would love to hear it down below in the comment section. I thought it was a ball, but when I looked at it real close, I'm like, I know what they meant by the strike, because it just barely clipped the zone. So, but I do want to hear what you guys have to say about that down below in the comment section, guys, because I promise you guys, I did not think that was a strike, but it turned out, and that's why ABS can be more accurate on the ball or strike zone better than I can. I mean, it just proves it right there. But yeah, I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section on it. So here it is, okay? So this is where Nico's in the batter's box. This rectangle right here is the zone, the strike zone. And this circle is where the ball was. Okay, now remember, it was 3 balls, 1 strike. And it got called a strike instead of a ball. I'm going to show it there to you guys right now. Is that a ball or a strike? Not the circle, but the mini dot. Look where the dot is in that circle. That's what I want you guys to pay attention to. Ball or strike? You guys decide, but let me know down below in the comments. All right, guys. Now, like I said, tonight we have something very interesting in the Chicago Cubs lineup, guys, and on a Monday night, and in the Monday night starting lineup for game 1 of a 3-game series, you're going to find out exactly what I mean by unique, all right? First and foremost, guys, Matthew Boyd is off the IL, guys. He came back from his rehab stint with AAA Iowa. So welcome back, Matthew Boyd. But here is the Chicago Cubs Monday night starting lineup. Leading off at second base, Nico Horner. Batting second at first base, Michael Busch. Batting third at third base, Alex Bregman. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, the Hap Daddy, Ian Happ. Batting fifth in right field, Seiya Suzuki. Batting sixth and catching, Moises Ballesteros. Batting seventh in left field, Michael Conforto. Batting eighth at shortstop, Dansby Swanson. And batting ninth in center field, PCA Pete Crow Armstrong. So, now after reading the Monday night Chicago Cubs starting lineup, there is at least two things we need to talk about and two odd things. Number one is Ian Happ, the Hap Daddy. Usually Ian Happ is the everyday left fielder. He did DH a few times in 2025 with the Cubbies. But for game one of this 3-game series, you won't see the Hap Daddy in left field, okay? But the biggest shocker in this is the guy who is behind the plate, and it's Moises Ballesteros, okay? Now, Matthew Boyd, okay, has pitched throughout the season, but Moises Ballesteros has never been the starting catcher for Matthew Boyd. Okay? All of that ends tonight. But prior to tonight, Moises Ballesteros has not caught Matthew Boyd in a regular season game. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I wanted to talk about. What are your thoughts of Moises Ballesteros getting his second ever start behind the plate in a regular season game? He did start behind the plate and catch the very last game of the regular season last year at Wrigley Field. But other than that, he has not caught behind the plate or started behind the plate unless it was a spring training game. So that's where I ask you guys, what do you think of Craig Counsell putting Moises Ballesteros behind the plate to catch Matthew Boyd? You know, I really think Rick Sutcliffe compared Moises Ballesteros to a former Chicago Cub that we all know very well in Kyle Schwarber. But, you know, and when Schwarber got called up at first with the Cubbies, he was kind of the emergency catcher. But, you know, it's just that usually it would be Carson Kelly or Miguel Amaya going to get Boyd, but it's going to be Moises Ballesteros. And that's kind of the huge thing I wanted to address and talk about. So I definitely want to get your guys' input on it. So if you guys could let me know down below in the comments as well, what do you think of Moises Ballesteros getting the start behind the plate? That right there is something I would like to know from you guys. So definitely let me know what you guys think. But yeah, guys, Moises, and then Conforto, I don't really think we need to talk about Conforto as a left fielder, because Michael Conforto has played a lot of left field in his career at the big league level. But yeah, the Hap Daddy is going to DH, and then Conforto will be in left. Moises will catch. And I want to know your guys' input about Ballesteros getting the duties behind the plate. So, yeah, you know, I mean, I mean, if we're talking like on the scouting level for the Padres, I mean, they never had to deal with Ballesteros behind the plate. So yeah, like I just would like to know from you guys, at least what you guys think of that. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments.